Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Our lesson today, inshallah, is directed angle. Directed angle. It is the first lesson in grade 10 in trigonometry. What is the meaning of directed angle? We studied before the definition of angle is union of two rays have the same starting point. Here, this angle is called angle ABC or angle CBA or angle B. But in this lesson, I will take another definition of angle. It's called directed angle. Directed angle is ordered pair of two rays called the sides of the angle with a common starting point called the vertex. Here I will write the angle as ordered pair by the two rays BA and BC. Here this is called directed angle because the union of two rays has the same common starting point. I will write ray BA and ray BC. Why I start with the BA, not with BC here? Because the initial side is BA. The initial side here is BA and the terminal side is BC. Then I will write this directed angle as ordered pair by the two sides as a projection. The first projection is BA, ray BA, and the second projection is the ray BC. Here, if I have the initial side BC and the terminal side BA, I will write it as ordered pair BC and ordered pair and the second projection BA. Again, here I have initial side BC. I will start out from here. BC is initial side and the terminal side is BA. Then I will write directed angle as an ordered pair with the two rays, initial and the second projection is terminal. The initial side BC and the terminal side BA. Then the ordered pair, it will be BC and BA. Again, the directed angle is an ordered pair of two rays called the side of angle with a common starting point called the vertex. Here, this is the initial side BA and terminal side BC. Then the ordered pair here, or the directed angle, written as ray BA and BC, this initial and this terminal. Here, the directed angle written as BC and BA, because BC is initial and BA is terminal. And remark the directed angle BA and BC doesn't equal directed angle BC BA, because here I have two ordered pair. The first projection here BA, but first projection in the second is BC. Then the two directed angles are not equal. Here, what is the meaning of positive and negative measure of a directed angle? The measure is positive if the direction of the rotation is anti-clockwise. For example, here, if I have this directed angle here is ordered pair BA, BC, because the initial side is BA and the terminal side is BC. I will write it as BA, BC. Here, what is the rotation of this angle? From initial to terminal. From initial to terminal, I will move anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means positive. Again, if the rotation of the angle is anti-clockwise, then the angle, it will be positive. Here, it will be positive. If the measure of angle is negative, if the direction of the rotation is clockwise. For this example, here I have the Directed angle, what is the initial side here? Initial side BA, and the terminal side, sorry, initial side BC, and the terminal side is BA. Then this angle B, ordered pair BC and BA. Here, what is the rotation of of this angle? The rotation here is clockwise from initial to terminal side. Then this angle, it will be negative. Again, what is the meaning of positive and negative measure of directed angle? If the direction of the rotation is anti-clockwise, it will be positive. If the direction of the rotation is clockwise, then the angle, it will be negative. Here, remark, each directed angle has to measure. One of them is positive and the other is negative. How? Here, if I have the directed angle as ordered pair BA and BC, because the initial here BA and the terminal BC. What is the direction of the rotation? Direction of the rotation is clockwise or anti-clock. Here it will be anti-clock. Then this angle, it will be positive. Okay, what is the negative angle of this directed angle? Here, if I set the initial side BA and the terminal side BC, and I will move from initial to sides clockwise, then this angle, it will be negative. Then here, if I set the directed angle BA, BC, initial BA and the terminal BC, this angle is positive because the direction of the rotation is anti-clock. But if I set also the directed angle BA and BC is negative because the direction of the rotation is clockwise. Here, this angle, it will be negative. Why? Because the initial is BC and terminal BA, and the direction of the rotation is clockwise. Clockwise means the angle, it will be negative, and this angle, it will be positive. Here, if the positive measure of the directed angle equals theta, then the negative measure of the same angle equals theta minus 36. What is the meaning of theta? Theta is any angle. In algebra, we said if I have variable, I can write it as x, y, z. In geometry or trigonometry, I will write the angle theta, alpha, beta. Here, if the positive is directed angle theta, then the negative measure of angle, it will be theta minus 36. And if the angle is negative and I want to find the measure of positive angle, I will add 360. Again, if I have positive and I want to find the negative angle, I will subtract this angle from 360. If this angle is negative and I want to find the positive, I will add 360. To find the negative, make minus 360. If you want the positive, make plus 360. For example, here, the positive measure of the directed angle negative 170 is, here I have negative angle. I wanted to find the positive, I will add 360. The second one, if the negative measure of the directed angle is 320, as here I have positive angle. I wanted to find the negative. Want to find the negative, I will subtract. Negative, subtract. But find the positive, add 360. Then the first one, it will be 190, and the second equal negative 40. Here I will make minus 320 minus 360 equal negative 40. What is the meaning of standard position of the directed angle? Directed angle, I said, it is an angle of two rays written as ordered pair. What is the meaning of standard position? The standard position here, I have two conditions. The first, if the vertex at the origin point, and the second condition, if the initial side lies on the positive direction of x-axis, like this directed angle. Here I have angle OA and OC. OA and OC. Here, if the vertex is the origin point and the initial side is lies on the positive direction of x-axis, I can say this angle in the standard position. Again, the standard position of the triangle, if the vertex is origin point and the initial side lies on the positive direction of x-axis. Here, angle position in the orthogonal coordinate plane. Here, what is the meaning of standard position? Again, if this angle, its vertex on the origin point and the initial side lies on the positive direction of x-axis. Here, this angle, theta, is in the standard position. Why? Because the vertex is origin point and the initial side lies on the positive direction of x-axis. Then this angle in first quadrant and its measure less than 90, more than 0 and less than 90. If the terminal side lies on the second, if the terminal side lies on the second, it will be obtuse angle. It's a measure between 90 degree and 180. The third one, if the terminal side lies on the third quadrant, here this angle, it will be more than 180 and less than 170. Then this angle lies in the third quadrant. If the terminal side in the fourth quadrant, this angle, its measure, it will be more than 270 and less than 360. Again, if the terminal side here in the first quadrant, this angle in the first quadrant and its measure more than 0 and less than 90. If the terminal side in the second quadrant, then this angle is obtuse and its measure more than 90 and less than 180. If the terminal side lies in the third quadrant, then this angle lies in the third quadrant and its measure between 180 and 270. If the terminal side lies in the fourth quadrant, then the measure of this angle, it will be more than 270 and less than 360. Here, by positive or negative, what is the initial side here? Initial side, the direction of the rotation is anti-clock. Anti-clock, then this angle, it will be positive. And if the terminal side lies on the two axes, x-axis here, x-axis or y-axis, is called quadrantal angle. Again, if the terminal side lies on one of the two axes, then it's called quadrantal angle. If the measure of this angle 90, called quadrantal. If the measure of angle equal 180, also equal quadrantal. If the measure of angle 270, quadrantal. And if the measure of the angle equals 0 or 360, equal quadrantal. Again, if the terminal side lies on one of the two axes, x-axis, positive or negative, y-axis, positive or negative, then this angle is called the quadrantal. Then the quadrantal, its measure equals 90, 180, 270, or 360. Here, determine the quadrant in which of the directed angle whose measure R is the following. I have here 270 in third, first, second, third, fourth, or quadrantal. I said if the measure of angle 90, 180, 270, 360 is called the quadrantal. Then this is quadrantal. First one is quadrantal. Here, the measure of this angle 132 in second quadrant, because 132 between 90 and 180. The third one, negative 310 Here I have negative angle. I will find at first the positive angle by at 360. Again, if I have negative angle, find the positive. How to find the positive? I will add 360. If I add 360, it will be 50. 50 in the first quadrant. The last one, negative 20. I have here negative angle. I will find the positive angle by add by 360. Add 360 to negative 20, it will be 240. 340 in the fourth quadrant. Equivalent angles. What is the meaning of equivalent angles? They are the angles that have common terminal side in the standard position. What is the meaning of a standard position? We said standard position, the vertex is origin point and the initial side lies on the positive direction of x-axis. Here, equivalent angle, they are angles. I have several or many of angles have the common terminal because the initial side positive lies on the positive direction of x-axis and its vertex is 0. For example, here, if I have this angle is in standard position because the initial lies on the positive direction of x-axis and the vertex here is the origin point, this angle lies on the first quadrant. I wanted to find the equivalent angle. If I move this initial one turn equal 360. Here, I will move from the terminal side. I will get also the same angle or equivalent angle by one turn. Here, to find the angle whose measure are theta or the equivalent angle, you will add or subtract number of 360, number of turn. One turn equals 360, where n belongs to z are equivalent angle. For example, the angle whose measure is 60 in the standard position is equivalent to the angle of the measure 120, 240, 300, or 420. Here, to find any equivalent, I will add or subtract number of n of times 360. Here, I have 120. 120. I will add at first 60 plus 360. Here, 60 plus 360 equal 420. Here I have 420. Yes. Then the result, it will be 420. The angle of measure 585 is equivalent to the angle in the standard position. It's a measure. Here I have 585. I will subtract 360. Here 585 minus 360. It will be 225. Here, all of the following angles are equivalent to 75 in the standard position, except 75. I will add 360. I will get equivalent angle. And if I want to find another equivalent angle, but in negative, I will subtract 360. Here, negative 285 is equivalent to 75. By subtract 75 minus 360 equal negative 285. And also, negative 645 is equivalent to 75. Why? Because I will subtract 75 minus 360 times 2. It will be negative 645. Here, 285 not equivalent to 75, or by add or by subtract. And 435 also is equivalent to 75 by add by 360. Okay. And this lesson we explained directed angle, and I said directed angle is angle written as an ordered pair here of the two rays or the two sides of the angle, and the common starting point is the called vertex. Here I will write start by initial and terminal. Initial side here BA and the terminal side BC. Then this directed angle written as ordered pair BA BC, and here initial side BC and terminal side BA, then the ordered pair or the directed angle BC BA. Also, we said how to find the positive or the negative measure of angle of directed angle. If you wanted to find the positive, you will add 360. If you wanted to find the negative angle, subtract or make minus 360. What is the meaning of standard position of the directed angle? This is the directed angle. Its vertex is the initial its vertex is origin point, and initial side lies on the positive direction of x-axis. Here, the angle lies in the first quadrant if the terminal side lies in the first, and also in the second if the terminal side lies in the second, and the angle is called the quadrant if this angle or the terminal side lies on one of the two axes. What is the meaning of equivalent angle? I have many equivalent angle of any angles by add or subtract number of 360. N times 360, where N belongs to Z. Thank you.